Today we've had a magnitude 3.1 earthquake in Maine, USA. We've had earthquake swarms in northeastern USA and Canada. This is a 3.1 by the Canadian Earthquake Center, 3 magnitude by USGS. But we see that we have Maine and being active, the whole area there. Let's remember we have 5 volcanoes in Maine. They've been there since a billion years ago. And 4 of them are in a 100-mile distance. Let's take a look at the maps. Okay, so here we are, our map of Northeast and Maine right here, 3.1. And a lot of other ones here. As we said, we remember that the Great Lakes has a mantle plume underneath it since about a billion years ago. And this mantle plume is like a horseshoe-shaped thing. The eastern part goes under the North Madrid seismic zone, which is a fault rift zone, and the western part goes along this way. This is what stretched the Great Plains. At one point, Wyoming was flat next to Lake Superior, but this mantle plume, the magma underneath, has stretched this area. Basically, the United States, the continental U.S. is splitting into 3. The western, the middle, and the eastern. Okay? So that's magma under there. And we know that Maine has, it's only about 100 miles wide, this area here. And it's got 4 volcanoes in that 100-mile area. So let's go to our Seismo Berkeley right here. USGS has it at 3. And a couple of days ago, 3 magnitude north of Trois-Rivières in Canada. Canada has been very active lately with earthquakes in the northeast. I used to live in Montreal right there. Okay, 2.6 on August 3rd. And this is more active lately. Okay, August 11, 3.5. And we know that all the rivers, the first thing you learn in geology, wherever you have a river, it's a fault line. Okay? Faults are rivers are faults. So, of course, this is the Great Lakes mantle plume area. And let's go back to our map. This is the area right here of the earthquake. They don't have the as to how many people felt it. 4 people reported feeling it. Okay? And let's go back to our map. Now, people in New England and in its geological extension southward through Long Island have felt small earthquakes and suffered damages from infrequent larger ones since colonial times. Moderately damaging earthquake strikes somewhere in the region every few decades. And smaller earthquakes are felt roughly twice a year. The Boston area was damaged 3 times in 28 years in the middle 1700s. And New York City damaged 1737 and 1884. The largest known New England earthquakes occurred in 1635 with a 6.5 magnitude, that's pretty big, in Vermont or New Hampshire. And in 1755, magnitude 5.8, again big, offshore from Cape Ann, northeast Boston. The Cape Ann earthquake caused severe damage to Boston waterfront. The most recent New England earthquake to cause moderate damage occurred in 1940, magnitude 5.6 in central New Hampshire. Now, fault lines, they say we don't know where they are unless an earthquake occurs on them. Okay, as I said, the first thing you learn in geology, and I was lucky enough to take 1 course in geology, we did a lot of field trips. The first thing you learn is that all rivers are fault lines, and the second thing you learn is wherever you have coast and sea, you have a lot of oil deposits under there. Now, here now, let's take a look at the very important map. Where are we? Here. Here, okay. Let's go to our aerial and pan out a little bit. And what we have here is 30 seamounts. We have seamounts off, and you can see they're pointing towards the northeast. And these are volcanoes. Okay, these are volcanoes. We also have found, we know that we have methane volcanoes in the Gulf of Mexico and also on the west coast, but we also have them on the east coast, methane volcanoes. Now, these are the 30 seamounts. They're all underwater volcanoes. And here we have the mid-Atlantic ridge, which is rifting with magma underneath. And here we have the Azores and Las Palmas. The Las Palmas volcano, as we know, has a mantle plume under there. And these are the Azores. They are all volcanic islands. And this is the mantle plume under the Great Lakes. And Matakugan crater from the asteroid strike. And also, we have a lot of kimberlite volcanoes in North Canada, which spit out diamonds. Okay, Kansas has a lot of, we know here, the mantle plume going over Kansas, Oklahoma, down to Texas, Nebraska, Texas, then swinging west. Kansas has a lot of diamond spewing volcanoes, at least 11 up to now. Okay, that's the mantle plume coming from the Great Lakes. So you do have volcanoes, and if you have heard booms and rattling from underneath your house, it's because these kimberlite volcanoes are very explosive. The gas has to be emitted, and maybe that's what you're feeling. Okay, so all of you in the area of the Northeast, please be very careful, because we see that the USGS doesn't have them mapped, but if we go to the Canadian maps, they're there, and it's quite active. Okay, so all of you, please be very careful. Thank you for your support, and please leave your comments. Thank you. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.